Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Data Analytics with Divya. Previously, I uploaded one video on how to install MySQL Workbench. If you want to install, you can watch that video. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain how to create database and tables in MySQL and how to insert the data inside the tables. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get started. So once I open MySQL, I will get into this page. Click on local instance. Right. So whenever you open MySQL for the first time after installing, by default, you will be in the administration page. That is, towards the left, you can observe two things here, right? One is administration and schemas. So whenever you open for the first time, you will be in the administration page. You need to select schemas. Okay. From the second time onwards, you will be getting to this page, this schemas page only automatically. Okay. So this is the user interface of MySQL. In middle, this is the editor where we will write all the SQL statements. And towards the left, you will find the list of the databases and tables once you create it. Okay. And at the top, there are many options. But for now, just remember first two options only. Okay. So, see, there is a few options here, right? You can see here query one page is open, right? If you want to open a new page, you can just click on this one. Okay, click the first option here, the new page is open, right? And if you want to open already existing SQL file from your computer, you can click the second option. Okay, if you click here, it is asking me to select any SQL file from my computer, right? And the same thing I can do by clicking this option as well. Here you can see file option, right? So by clicking, this is also the same option. By clicking here, I can able to open any SQL files from my laptop, right? And of course, both these options you can find in file as well. If you click on file here in menu bar, you can see new query tab and open SQL script. This also same, you can use from file as well. Okay, there is one more options here. See, you can see save option, right? If you want to, after writing any SQL statements to save the SQL file, you can just click on the save button and you can see the third option here, right? This is called as execute or run. After writing any SQL statements, you need to select the statements and by clicking this button only, it will get executed. Okay. Now let's see practically and let's create any database now. So to create the database, let me increase the size, database. I'm giving the database name as Divya. Okay. So select this and as I said, this is the execute button, third option which you can see here. Just click on this. At the bottom you can see the status as one rows affected, right? So Divya database is created now. So to check this database, here you can find refresh button beside schemas. Okay, click on refresh. You can see Divya database came here, right? So this is how we will create database. And here we will use hash. We will use hash to write any comments. Okay, write any comments. So comments in the sense, if you want to write anything which you don't want to execute, write it in hash. Okay. That is in learning process. If you want to write any notes, you can use hash. So now let me write hash and let me write the syntax of database here. Okay. Create database. Database name is the syntax for creating database. Okay. See here, as I said, this is the syntax, create database name, right? So I use the same here, create database, and I gave Divya as the database name, correct? Now let me create another database. Okay, so create database. Now I'm giving the database name as data analytics. Okay, let me select this and execute. right? At the bottom you can see one row is affected, right? So again, let me refresh this and I can see data analytics here, right? Now, if you observe, there are three databases here. This is the automatic system generated database, and I created two databases right now, correct? So now let me ask you, if I write any SQL statements here, in which database it will get executed? Now I need to activate any database from here, so that whatever SQL statements I will write here, that SQL statements will be executed in that particular database only. So to activate the database, activate database, see again here I'm writing the hash, right? That means I'm giving comments here. That means I'm writing notes to make you understand, right? So to activate the database, we will use command, okay? And the syntax is use database name, okay? Now let me activate Divya database, okay? So I'm writing use Divya and I will select this and execute. Before executing, just observe all the databases are in light color only, no? So whenever I activated the database, see I'm executing now. At the bottom you can see the status, and immediately after activating the database you can observe this Divya database is the Divya is went into the bold letters, right? That means Divya database got activated, and whatever SQL statements we will perform now will be stored under Divya database only, okay? So now let me create Divya database once again. Let's see, create database Divya, okay? And I'm selecting this and executing. See, it threw me an error stating Divya database exists, right? So we can create database only once. If you try to create the existing database, it will throw us the error stating it database already exists, correct? So let me remove this and let me tell you one more thing. After the syntax is here, semicolon is optional. In some databases, we will use semicolon, but in MySQL, if we use semicolon or if we won't use semicolon also, it works. And one more important thing, SQL is case insensitive. That means we can use uppercase as well as lowercase. Okay, no problem, right? So you need to remember these 2 points. And here, as I said, semicolon is optional. Whether you can use semicolon or you don't use semicolon also, it works the same. Okay. So this is how we will create a database and we will activate the database. Okay. Now let's see how we will create table. Let's create table. Okay. I'm creating one table like create table. I'm creating a table name of employees. Giving some column names as employee ID, employee name, date of joining, salary. Okay. So I want to create a table with the table name employees, and I want 4 columns in that table. That is employee ID, employee name, date of joining, and salary. Okay. In my previous video, I explained about data types, right? That is in Excel, we will face data consistency issue, and to overcome it, we use data types in SQL, right? So let me define the data types for each column. Okay. So create table employees. To avoid data consistency, we need to define data type for each and every column. How we will define? Simply after writing column name, we will give the data type name. As this is employee ID, I am defining the data type as integer, that is int. Next, for employee name, I am giving it as char and I am giving some size as 10. Okay. Next, date of joining with the date data type, comma, salary with float data type. Okay, let me write it in second row, close the bracket. So this is how I will create the table. To create the table, we need to write the table name. We need to give the column name along with the data type. Okay, let me remove this. Just to explain about the data types, I wrote the previous command, but generally we will create the table by giving the data types along with the column names. Okay. Here, int means integer, as I said, and char means character. Okay, that is when we define some alphabetical data, we need to define the length. Okay, that's why we gave the length as 10. Okay, that is, let me write here, with characters we will define length. Okay, we will define length of the characters. Length means maximum number of characters. Okay, so that means we are telling that we are defining the employee name as character data type with the size of 10. That means if I try to enter the employee name more than 10 characters, it will throw me an error. I am supposed to enter the employee name within the 10 characters only. Okay. And for date of joining, I'm giving the data type as date. And for salary, I'm giving the data type as float. Float is for decimals. Okay. The reason I'm writing each and every line here because if I write like that, it will be helpful for you to understand, and it will be you can note it down as your notes, right? That's the reason I'm writing each and every main points in hash. Now let's execute this table. Okay, I'm just selecting this and executing. See, at the bottom you can see the status. The table is created. So to check the table is created, towards the left side, you can just refresh the button, refresh here by clicking this, and inside the Divya database, there are tables, right? You can just expand this and you can see the employees table is created, correct? In this way also we can check the whether the table is created. Now we have to insert the data, correct? So before that, let me write the syntax for creating the table, correct? Syntax. Create table, table name, open bracket, we need to open the bracket, and column name 1, data type, comma, column name 2, data type, like that, so on, bracket close. We will create the table like this. Create table, table name, column name, data type, and column name, data type. Along with the data type, we will also give size. Okay. According to the data type, we will give a size. If it is character only, we will mention the size, correct? This is the syntax of table. Now let's insert the data into the table. Okay. So let me write the syntax for inserting the data first. Okay. So this is the syntax of inserting the data, that is insert into table name. Inside the table name we will write the column name like column 1, column 2, column 3, so on, and then we will give the values as value 1, value 2, value 3, and so on. Okay, as I said, a semicolon is optional here. Now let me insert the data. Insert into table name is employees, right? Employees, values, I'm giving 1, John 2024 02 27 comma 75,000 bracket close comma. I will give another record as 2 August 2nd with the salary of 86,000. Let me execute the query. See, we got the status as it's created. Okay. So this is how we will insert the data. We will write it as insert into table name and we will give the values of each row by separating with the comma. Okay. I given the first row details here. I closed the braces. I kept comma and I given the details of the second row. Correct. So the things we want to remember here is when we enter number, we won't use codes. Okay. Won't use codes. For character data, use a single quotes. Okay, and dates are inserted in YYYY, MM and DD format. Okay, we should follow these rules. For numbers, we won't use any quotes. For character data, we use single quotes as you see in here. For date also, we will use single quotes, but we need to mention this format only. That is year, then month, and then date. Okay. And that's how data is inserted. And after creating table, if we want to see the data or if we want to display the data, we will use select command. Okay. Select command is used to display the data, right? Let me write the syntax first. Syntax of select command. Select star from table name. That's it. So let me select the data here. Select star from employees. Okay. Let me select this and let me execute. See. Now I got the result. See, as I created, there are 4 columns and I inserted 2 rows of data, right? This is how we will use the select command. So star is used to display all the data. Okay. And if we want to display any particular column name, you can, instead of star, you can just write the column name as select employee name, comma, salary from employees. If you write like this, it will display only those column names. Okay. See, it displayed only employee name and salary. So this is how we will use the select command to display the data. And another way also, if you see, just towards the left side, refresh it and you can see the table here, right? When you hover on the employees table, you will find the table here. Just click on it. The data will be displayed. By default, in the backend also, it will use a select command only to display the data. Okay. So in this video, we have learned how to create database, how to create tables, and how to insert the data and how to display the data, right? So you need to remember the syntaxes and I suggest you to practice to remember everything. Okay. So that's it for today's video. If you have any doubts, you can comment below or feel free to drop a mail to dataanalyticswithdivya@gmail.com. If you want any direct online classes also, you can just drop a mail to that. And for more interesting videos, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.